team like Kyrie and KD. Or the Lake Show with King James and AD. Wish I could match him up with the bad boys from the 80s. But no black and white, I need that in HD. HenDawgz.
Yo, what's good, y'all? It's your boy HenDawg, and we back to it. You know how we do it. First off, I want to say shout out to Carmelo Anthony. He just announced his retirement yesterday. Congratulations on a hell of a career. He's one of the best bucket getters I know. It ain't too many people I done watched growing up that I can say was a better scorer than Melo. He was a 3-level scorer. I always call those people 3-level scorers that can hit threes, they can hit mid-range, and they can get layups and dunks. So if you can do all 3 of those, you're a 3-level scorer. And that's what Melo was, man. So shout out to Melo. Again, yeah, it's crazy. We getting old. I feel like whenever I see people like Carmelo and D-Wade and LeBron, the only person still from that 2003 draft class that's still in the NBA, like, it makes me feel old. But it's all a part of growing up, man. I love it. Shout out to Melo. But I got a good video for y'all today. Secret base, you know I always love my toxic secret base videos. They're some of my favorite videos on YouTube, man. We got Kevin Garnett kind of, you know, walking into this video. We got Carmelo Anthony and Kevin Garnett's beef tasted like Honey Nut Cheerios. And I remember, I don't know how true it was, but I was hearing that, you know, they was beefing on the court. And I guess KG said that Lala, who was Carmelo's ex-wife, tasted like Honey Nut Cheerios, which I don't know. That might be one of the most disrespectful things I ever heard from 2 players. But before we get into this video, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. We are on the way to 10K. Go ahead and like this video video. If you like this video, go ahead and write something in the comments. Let me know if y'all think KG really said that, because I know KG was one of the biggest trash talkers in the NBA at that time. Like, I heard he said something crazy to Joakim Noah before. Like, I heard a lot of crazy stories, but that's crazy. That's crazy. So let's get into the video, man. We got Carmelo Anthony and Kevin Garnett's beef tasted like Honey Nut Cheerios. Or maybe not. Let's get it.
I'll keep it 100 with you and admit that Carmelo Anthony's hatred toward Kevin Garnett was intense but brief. The crux of their feud boils down to a single blow-up in January 2013. But the aftermath of that single incident allowed fans and the media to keep their beef alive for nearly a decade, while ruining Honey Nut Cheerios for the two in the process.
Let's get to it. Let's get to it.
Kevin Garnett helped revolutionize the draft process when he successfully jumped to the pros fresh out of high school, proving that youngins can thrive in the league. From high schoolers to one-and-done college hoopers, franchises tried to find their version of KG. For the Denver Nuggets, they turned to 19-year-old Carmelo Anthony. After spending 1 championship season at Syracuse, Denver drafted Melo 3rd overall in 2003.
And let's give him his credit, man. That's not easy. To be a freshman in college and lead your team to a national championship. You know, we always talk about players winning and losing and not being champions. And yeah, Melo didn't get a ring in the league. Like, he definitely didn't. And he might be known as one of those players that couldn't get it done on the biggest stage. But we gotta, you know, throw that national championship in there. I don't care if it was college or not. The fact that he was an 18-year-old freshman, went into college and won a national championship, that has to account for something. Like, even just his whole Hall of Fame accolades, like, it's not always the NBA Hall of Fame, it's the Basketball Hall of Fame. So that national championship in college is a big part of his reason why he'll be in the Basketball Hall of Fame.
Handing the keys of the franchise over to a teenager.
That light blue headband, trash.
In his rookie season, Anthony ended a lengthy postseason drought, leading the Nuggets to a first-round matchup against the guy who now acted as the OG of the NBA's new generation. Garnett hardly spoke about his impact on the young hoopers that followed him, but was proud of the movement and praised Anthony after his playoff debut. But after Melo lit up the Timberwolves in Game 3, KG's praise quickly turned into frustration. In the fourth quarter, with the game all but out of reach, Melo pretended to take a jumper from out of bounds after a loose ball rolled to him on the bench.
KG ain't like that.
An agitated Garnett walked over and tried swiping it from him, but after failing to do so, Melo flipped the ball around him to the refs. Anthony's teammate Andre Miller hopped up to defend the rookie and shoved Garnett, where they then all exchanged words and had to be separated before things escalated. After the win, when asked if Minnesota felt any pressure, an extremely confident Anthony joked the T-Wolves would no longer exist if they lost the series. Garnett's reaction wasn't as playful. Following a testy Game 4, journalists believed Melo vs. KG would be a Western Conference battle for years to come. Except, that never came to fruition. After Minnesota won that series in 5 games, Anthony and Garnett didn't face off in the postseason again until years later when they were in the East. While experts predicted a fierce rivalry between the two, Melo and KG gained mutual respect for each other. They were all-star teammates in 2007 and appeared to enjoy sharing the court together. When they switched conferences and met in the first round of the 2011 playoffs, it was all love between the two. Melo even gave KG a congratulatory hug after the Celtics swept the series. But then, in 2013, things got spicy. During the fourth quarter of a regular season matchup, Melo and KG spent the entire time going at each other. Things popped off with the two fighting for positioning on a rebound, where you can clearly hear Melo voice his annoyance with KG. Which, I don't know how to read lips, but seemed to really fire up Garnett. On the ensuing possession, Melo channeled his inner running back and tried driving straight through KG's chest when he set a pick. Then on the opposite end of the floor, after draining a 3, Anthony made it his mission to seek out Garnett. Again, I'm not a lip reader, but I highly doubt Melo was offering KG dinner recommendations right here. Whenever these two shared the floor, they wasted zero time getting after it.
Alright, before we go along with the story, I got a side question for y'all. Where does these two players rank at their positions all time? KG is arguably 1 or 2 power forwards. I mean, I think a lot of people picked Tim Duncan over him. A lot of people probably picked Dirk maybe. I don't know. But where would y'all say KG ranks in all-time power forwards? And the same with Melo. Small forwards. Where does Melo rank? Is he top 10, top 15 small forwards? Like, let me know where both of these players rank all-time at their positions. Let me know.
Later in the fourth, Garnett tried posting up Anthony, and it turned into an obvious shoving match that the referees let play out.
Clean the game,
when
ref.
The possession ended, the two kept jawing at each other, and the refs hit them both with technicals before they had to be separated at half court. Just look at how livid Anthony is, continuing to go at Garnett later in the game. It didn't appear to be normal banter, and Melo reportedly told KG he'd see him after the game. Which is exactly what he did. When the final buzzer sounded, Anthony made 2 separate attempts to hunt down Garnett. He walked off the floor through the visiting tunnel, breaking through teammates, as he made his way to the Celtics locker room, screaming for KG to come out.
It's obvious that Melo is pissed. Like, he's way more pissed than Garnett. So Garnett had to have said something to piss him off because, yeah, Garnett was a little irritated with the pushing and, you know, different things like that. But it's obvious who was the most mad in this situation. So Garnett had to say something.
That didn't happen. So Melo posted up by Boston's team bus and waited for Garnett.
Wow.
The man was rocking a scarf and still wanted to scrap. Surrounded by a number of security guards, the two didn't throw hands, but one witness said the incident felt like being back in the schoolyard. KG downplayed the severity of the situation, saying the two just got caught in the heat of the battle. Attempting to add insight on what could have made Melo so angry, teammate Amar Stoudemire said Garnett's trash talk on the floor seemed to cut deep. It just wasn't typical behavior for Melo, who didn't speak to reporters after the game. He was usually mild-mannered on the court, and had come a long way since the questionable decisions he made as a youngin' in the league. Other than arguing about foul calls with refs, Melo wasn't the type of dude to lose his cool often. A day after the blow-up with Garnett, Anthony confirmed Stoudemire's belief that the whole ordeal revolved around trash talk gone too far. Melo wouldn't reveal what KG said to him, leaving it at it's just certain things men shouldn't say to another man. He thought KG crossed the line, but said the two talked it out and squashed any remaining beef. The league suspended Melo for his actions, and while he admitted his emotions got the best of him, he didn't think the suspension was justified. He viewed yelling for KG outside the locker room and posting up by the Celtics team bus as an opportunity for the two to chop it up. More than anything, Melo just wanted to keep it pushing. While journalists poked for answers on what KG said, Melo didn't owe that info to anyone, as it could have potentially drawn out a situation that he felt the two had already handled.
It does kind of seem like he might have said something about his wife, or, because most of the time if somebody say something crazy to you, you gonna let the media know, like, yeah, he said this, he said this, he said that, this is what he shouldn't have said. But the fact that he was like, nobody needs to know what KG said, like, that lets me know right there that whatever he said was probably like a joke, like something kind of funny, that if Melo was to just say it in the media, like, yeah, he said my girl tastes like Honey Nut Cheerios, like that's not nothing that you could just tell the media, but at the same time, that's something that you could be pissed about. So he might have actually said it, man. I don't know. I'm starting to think he actually said it.
Except, unfortunately for Melo, that wasn't exactly his call. A day after the incident, a report came out citing sources that alleged Garnett told Anthony that his wife, TV personality and actress Lala Anthony, tastes like Honey Nut Cheerios.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So, that whole goal of wanting to put the issue behind him quickly became impossible as the internet exploded and several media outlets ran with the news.
I wonder who said it, though. It probably had to have been like a teammate that actually heard KG say it. Because it's like, who would have got that info? KG would have said, like, yeah, this is what I said about his wife. And obviously, like I just was saying, Melo didn't want to tell nobody what he actually said. So it had to be like a teammate that heard it, and then heard KG say it, and then gave a little inside scoop to social media.
I gotta say, using an actual Cheerio as an O for that headline
that's
is
crazy.
a nice touch.
That's crazy.
Lala chimed in with a playful tweet urging people not to believe everything they hear, but her even acknowledging the situation added more fuel to an internet fire that was already out of control. As absurd as it sounds to tell someone that their wife tastes like a bowl of cereal, it's not that far-fetched coming from KG.
That's facts.
The dude was a prolific instigator who verbally abused his opponents to the point of tears.
Nearly made him cry.
When it came time to talk shit, nothing seemed to be off limits for KG. Like the time he referred to Charlie Villanueva, who has alopecia, as a cancer patient.
No, that's crazy.
Or wishing Tim Duncan a happy Mother's Day, knowing his mom had passed away years earlier.
Oh my God.
So yeah, the alleged Honey Nut Cheerio incident was more so on the tame side for Garnett.
And they said the Joakim Noah situation was, I guess Joakim Noah was a rookie. He was a rookie in the league. And he's a big man. So obviously growing up, he was a big KG fan. He watched a lot of KG. So Joakim Noah's first game ever against KG, he walked up to him. They in the middle of the game, which is kind of crazy. But they in the middle of the game at the free throw line. He walked up to KG like, hey man, I just want to say, like, I'm a big fan and I admire you, this and that, this and that. KG looked at him, said, man, get off my D-I-C-K. Like that's what he said to somebody that wanted to kind of congratulate him and say he looked up to him. That was his response to that. So after that, I was like, yeah, man, this guy KG is ruthless.
It didn't help that both Melo and KG seemed completely fine not refuting the claim. Almost a week after the initial report, Anthony finally addressed the public at an event for the launch of his signature shoe. Melo had been in the process of going through a 15-day fast and jokingly said he was ready for a bowl of Cheerios. He still refused to spill the beans on what KG said, but again attempted to make it clear the two had settled their differences. When the two faced off in the rematch 2 weeks later, it appeared the two truly put their beef to rest. Post-game, Melo's mindset remained the same, reinforcing he had no smoke with KG and simply just wanted to move on. Garnett agreed. At every turn, Melo tried shifting the focus back to basketball, but media members wouldn't let the feud die. When Garnett got traded to the Brooklyn Nets the following season, journalists pounced on the opportunity to spin it as a new inner-city rivalry. KG's physical play impacted Melo during the playoffs the previous year, But despite the injury, Anthony reportedly told close friends he didn't have any issue with Garnett. No matter how many times the two said they were cool, people couldn't get past finding out the truth behind the Cheerios line. In 2014, Lala provided some clarity. In her book titled The Love Playbook, Lala wrote that Garnett never said such a thing.
She the only one talking about
She was confused
it.
as to how such a ridiculous lie turned into what seemed like a never-ending saga. Even speaking to his wife, Melo refrained from telling Lala exactly what was said that night, but explained that KG treated him like a rookie. Up till that point, Melo believed the two had built a friendship, or at least a relationship based on respect, and KG overstepped the boundaries. It wasn't until 2020, 7 years removed from the incident, that Melo finally seemed ready to address it head on.
Finally!
When discussing a range of topics with rapper Ludacris, Melo admitted that Garnett was the best trash talker he'd ever encountered, and was someone who made you question some of the things he said on the court.
Garnett was one of the, not one of, he is the biggest shit talker that he never got in my head and messed my game up, but he made me think sometimes, like, yo, who the fuck are we talking to? Like,
this, of course, led Ludacris to ask him about the Honey Nut Cheerios fiasco, where Melo
Good job, Luda.
happened.
Ask the questions we need to hear.
Starting it.
As we talking about, I don't know if you ever addressed it, but I'm like, would you tell everybody that he never said nothing about no damn Honey Nut Cheerios to the wife, bro?
he never.
Where did that come from? Who the hell even said anything about Honey Nut Cheerios? And that somebody just made that up?
Yeah, Boston fans.
With Anthony publicly on board calling bullshit, Garnett joined in the following year, killing any notion that he'd ever said anything to Melo about Lala or Cheerios. He was a Frosted Flakes type of guy anyway.
It said Boston fans made that up.
Mentioned his cereal preference spoke to the foolishness of this beef and how it lingered on for so long. While Melo thought the rumor originated from Boston fans, and KG had no clue of how it began, it all stemmed from a blog post. In the initial report, the article simply said they confirmed the jab with several sources who were in attendance. No direct quotes, no named sources, and no original reporting. Although, none of that mattered because the rumor achieved exactly what it set out to do. Melo's feisty reaction at the moment, and KG's harsh history of trash talk.
And nobody cares about the truth when the lie is more entertaining. So he might have said something crazy, but nobody cares. Like, the Honey Nut Cheerios is goated. Like, I'm pretty sure the Honey Nut Cheerios sales went up because it was talked about so much. So they just care about what's the most entertaining story.
Set the perfect stage for the rumor to explode. It left journalists and the internet ample opportunity to obsess over the absurdity of the story, no matter how many times the two said it was over. Cause in reality, their beef lasted for maybe 24 hours. While their feud was short, this beef will be alive as long as the internet survives, and the only clear winner here is that damn Bumblebee and Honey Nut Cheerios.
No, facts. Is that it? Great episode. I appreciate y'all watching. Like I said, he definitely said something crazy. And it's kind of interesting that I kind of feel like he did say it, because for that to be like a crazy story, a crazy line, and for Carmelo to come out like 7 years later, you would think he would come out right when that story was coming out and be like, no, he didn't say that about my wife, but he said this. Like, he was just kind of ignoring it. He's just saying something that you shouldn't have said. So the fact that he just didn't nip that in the bud and like, this is not what he said. Well, I guess he did say that 7 years later because Luda made him, but I don't know, man. I don't know. Let me know what y'all think. I appreciate y'all for watching. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel if y'all haven't already. Two legends, man. These are two Hall of Fame players. I love doing reaction videos like this. So go ahead and like this video if you liked it. And go ahead and write something in the comments. Let me know what other videos y'all want me to react to. It's a lot more out there. There's so much videos to react to. So go ahead and throw some in the comments, and I'll try to get to them. But I appreciate y'all like always. We out.